Welcome back, Soul Tribe. Welcome to the Soul Vibes. I am K Daz, spiritual guru and self love coach, bridging the gap between physical and spiritual understanding. Today's topic is Scorpio. You've seen it in the title. Stang, Stang. It's a Scorpio thing. Stang, Stang. It's a Scorpio thing. Stang, Stang. Scorpio thing. Yes, we're talking about Scorpio. This is a season of Scorpio. The season runs from October 23rd to November 22nd. That is the Scorpio season. A couple of crystals that are associated with Scorpio season is the topaz, the citrine, and the carnelian stone, or gem, jewel, whichever you want to call it. Yeah, those are some of the crystals that are associated with the birthstone of a Scorpio. So let's get into Scorpio. What is a Scorpio? What are some qualities of a Scorpio? What are some facts about a Scorpio? Let's get into all of that. Let's lay it on out. You feel me? So let's talk about how Scorpio is a fixed water sign. I definitely have a elements video that I definitely want you to check out if you haven't. Talks about the water elements, describes more about the water elements, and break down the different qualities of cardinal, mutable, and fixed. But getting back to it and straight to the point, Scorpio is a fixed water sign. Fixed water, think of fixed water like an ice cube or like water in a faucet. It's fixed, waiting for that initial charge or that initial change of a knob to turn to open the valve to allow the fixed water to come out to produce itself into the physical, right? So that's fixed water. It's the depth, it's emotion, it's deep, it's solid, right? Right? So it's like solid fluid. Think of that. When you think of fixed water, think of that, right? So Scorpio has a ruler, and its ruler is Pluto. Who is Pluto? Pluto is a planet in the sky. What does Pluto represent? Death, transformation, rebirth, fears, power, control, your anxiety, deep desires, things like that. And Pluto lives, this is how I like to describe it. Pluto lives in the eighth house, or rules the eighth house. And the eighth house is about inheritances, legacies, soul ties, soul bonds, connections, other people's money, resources, things like that, right? So Scorpio is kind of like a nutshell or a mix of all of those things, right? So Scorpio represents sex, death, regeneration, rebirth. It has a couple different levels. It has the Scorpio, the snake, the eagle, and the phoenix, and those are kind of like the layers of a Scorpio, or how it ascends as it progresses within its life or within its life path or journey. And the Scorpio also has a lot of amazing qualities as well as the other signs that do. But a lot of different qualities that a Scorpio has that I kind of want to touch on a couple of them. A loyalty. They have a very investigative quality, very skeptical type quality. They have a deep emotional depth. They love very hard, and they have like this like onion like personality or process or property about themselves, and they're very introverted as well. And to kind of like touch a little bit on all of those qualities, to kind of like explain a little bit more of what loyalty means to a Scorpio, or how a Scorpio views loyalty. Loyalty to a Scorpio is like breath to lungs. Like, they gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? It's like loyalty is not even a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, loyalty and trust are one and the same. And if you have trust, then you have loyalty with a Scorpio. And trust is another big thing for a Scorpio. And they trust very little people because, again, like I was saying, they do have that very skeptic and investigative quality, which makes them always dig to the deeper surface or dig to the depth of a situation, or try to unveil or try to see behind the veil of a situation, or the idea of a person, or the intention of a person, right? So Scorpio is very investigative in that way, and very skeptical in that way of, from a young age, they know that what reality paints the picture to be, it is not to be. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio understands that from a young age, that this reality that we live in is not exactly what it really, lives up to be, or says it is what it is. So from a young age, having that understanding, they have a very skeptical mind, and their trust level is up. And like my dad always say, their bullshit detector is always on. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio is always trying to detect some bullshit, or trying to detect when, you throwing some bullshit, giving some bullshit, finna do some bullshit, or anything in that realm. You know what I'm saying? Scorpios are very keen to that. All the water signs are very empathic along with Scorpio. So they're very empathic. They can definitely feel an emotion in a room. They can definitely feel a vibration or a sense, and really hone in on that, and really kind of like dig deep when it comes to that investigative scope of things. And also when it comes to investigating, or getting to the bottom of something, they don't get to the bottom of something. They dig from the bottom, and they dig up. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they dig, like they said, they get to the bottom of something. Scorpios is already at the bottom. So they're already at the deep darks, depths of everything, of understanding, of love, of actions, of material. They're at the depths of everything, trying to understand everything. So they work their way from the bottom up and breach to the surface. You know what I'm saying? Again, with saying that, they also, with digging to the bottom of everything, they don't really care for surface conversations, or surface friendships, or surface of anything. They always are looking for that deeper connection, that deeper bond, that deeper understanding, that deeper know-how when it comes to life, people, places, and things, because that is their overall purpose, in a sense, to find that deeper meaning or understanding to something. And that's what makes them feel comfortable, to really understand something, to really be able to go to the depths of something. You know what I'm saying? To really be able to anchor themselves within a situation, person, place, or thing, and really be able to say that they belong, that they are accepted, that they are understood. You know what I'm saying? So that's very, very, very big for a Scorpio. Having that emotional depth and that emotional understanding of a situation, and understanding that other people can't understand their onion, or their onion like personality, or onion like persona. Because to get to know a Scorpio is to reveal these deep layers of a person. You know what I'm saying? It's like how they always say, you can know somebody for 10 years and not know them. That's like knowing a Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can know them for a long time and not know them, because a lot of times Scorpio don't know themselves, because they have so much emotional unpacking and so much depth that they have to get underneath to figure out for themselves. And they also don't allow themselves to open up as much, so they're not allowed to really able to release that, so they can really have that room to understand more. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So having that emotional depth, and having trust issues, kind of like inhibits them from being able to share more of themselves, and to learn more about themselves in a way. So that is definitely something that a Scorpio will have to really sit back and really do, I feel like, a checklist on, or check in on, and to really see where your emotions are, and what are you sharing, and what are you holding on to and letting go of, so that you can be able to encompass other ideas, thoughts, love, people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? So, those are definitely some qualities of a Scorpio. A couple other things that I kind of want to touch on about a Scorpio were just, little things here and there, little jewels that I feel like are what's the way to say it, that that have been like misconstrued. Like, a lot of people like misconstrued. Like, for the sense of, like I was saying, Pluto represents power and control, and a lot of people feel like Scorpios always have to have power, they always have to have control, and these things lead to jealousy and grudges, and these things, this, that, and the third. And these things can be true at certain points of your life. And I feel like these things can be true for a lot of other signs and a lot of other people, depending on the person, place, or thing, right? But for a Scorpio, when it comes to power and control, it's more going back to what I was talking about having truth and having that ability to be able to trust someone and that ability to not be able to dig behind the surface. You know what I'm saying? To really be able to let your guard down and really be able to love and trust from an honest and open place. You know what I'm saying? So it's power and control in that sense of, if you can't love from that place, then it's like you fighting to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's that power and control for a Scorpio in that way. And when it comes to grudges, it's not that Scorpio holds grudges, is that they learn the first time, and with the experience that they have with from learning the first time, to them it just makes no sense to continue to go back and do it again and again and again and expect a different result, because then that would be insanity. So that was just some I wanted to touch y'all. Definitely stay tuned for some more videos. I'm definitely gonna do a couple more on Scorpio before the season is over with, but stay tuned for the Pisces and the Cancer video to finish out the water elements, and then the continuation of the other elements. Follow me on social media, Jewels and Gems Soul Trap on Instagram and Facebook. Share, and subscribe this video. I'm sending love, light, and a whole bunch of encouragement and upliftment. Know you can do anything you want to do, because you're doing it right now. All right. I love y'all. This is K Daz. This has been another stone turning event with Jewels and Gems. Peace, love. Namaste.